Hi. And we're back. Welcome to the show. I'm Yanni Rude.
And I'm just Terrell. You ever been out somewhere and overheard two people having crazy conversations?
Well, we are those people, and we've been having these conversations since college.
Yep, it's the Regular Guys Random Thoughts podcast. Married at First Sight, season, I gotta look at my notes, season 16, Nashville, Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
Episode 3. Be sure to like, subscribe, comment, and leave a review. You got to forgive me. I've been sick all day today, so I'm powering through. So I got a whole lot of Mucinex and different stuff in me right now, so I'm doing the best I can.
All right, just don't let a booger fly out while we're in the middle of this thing, okay?
It's not going to hit you, is it?
It doesn't matter. If it's on your screen, it looks like it's on my screen, then yeah, let's just control that.
Just rude.
I know, right? Look, not to be rude, because there's a lot of stuff from last week and a lot of comments, especially about the dress shopping. We asked about that, and then, some people may think that we were a little harsh on the dress shopping part of the show. But to be quite honest, it seems like a lot of women didn't like it. Like Sherry, who said, "I do not want to see dress shopping. In fact, I didn't watch it this season. I'll start watching when the season really starts." So I'm assuming she started watching tonight because the dress shopping was completely finished. There was no dress shopping tonight at all.
Well, I hope so. And I still stand by what I said.
Mm-hmm.
No one cares about the dresses and the tuxes. And I think ladies say they do.
Mm-hmm.
Out of the 4 years we've been doing this, to me, all the dresses look the same.
So
there's nothing that special about the dresses. And you don't learn anything about the characters. It's a whole episode wasted.
Funny you should say that, because Chucks and Chapstick actually said, "I don't mind the dress / tux shopping, but it could be quick clips of them smiling in it." I mean, it is a wedding. I mean, that is a great point. It is a wedding, and a wedding has a wedding dress and a tuxedo, unless, of course, you're Clint and just wear your business casual happy hour suit. But what she also said was, "I don't need 2 hours total of it, especially when most of the dresses," seems like you were reading this comment too, "end up looking alike anyways."
Well, quite true. And it's not like, other shows that we've done, like Love is Blind, where the whole show builds up to the wedding.
Right.
That would make sense. Mm-hmm. We knock the weddings out. Well, normally 4 weeks, but like 2 weeks, they knock the weddings out. And then we forget about what the dresses look like by the time we get to the end of the show and the reunion. So it's just not an important piece. I just feel it's just air that's just wasted. And I don't blame people for saying, I don't want to start until week 3. I don't blame you.
Let's be honest. We're men. So the wedding dress, we forget about it when she takes it off.
Whatever. And just because we're Ben doesn't mean anything. I think it's a waste.
Don't group me with all men.
Don't group me with just because I'm a man. I can't say I don't want to see dresses. I'm wrong for that. No.
Oh, man. Something that's popped up a lot in the comments last week, too, was one here from Lisa was like, "I can't stand Clint already because he was bragging that he slept with over 60 plus women. Teenage boys brag about how many people they slept with, and a grown man of 40 years old is a creep if he was talking about that."
Yeah, I thought that was an odd thing to say, but the more that we're seeing Clint, we're not going to be surprised. I think that he said something like that, but like, why would you say something like that on national TV? I just don't get that. And is that like something to really brag about? Because for some, 65 is a lot. For some, 65 is so whatever. But like, what do you gain? What do you gain from that? Is a woman like, ooh, does she get extra moist? Oh, is it 65? Oh, you're really experienced. It's not like you've done 65 brain surgeries, thus I trust you.
Right.
You've 65 women, and doesn't mean it was mean anything.
Yeah, it was kind of a weird flex for him to do that, man. A really weird flex for him to do that. Hey, I'm probably gonna say this wrong, but frappes and tea. It says, "Feel better, Terrell."
Thank you.
Oh,
thank you.
Oh, look at that.
See, some people care, Yanni. You're gonna learn a lot from her.
Yeah. I mean, hey, I care. So whatever, man. I want to be up here doing this myself. No. All right, don't. All right, hold it, Fleming.
Trying.
So we finally got to the rest of the weddings. Let's get to this week's episode. We got to the rest of the weddings this week, and of course, started off with Airris and Jasmine, the PK and the player.
Um, so before their wedding actually started.
Mm-hmm.
Jasmine was getting interviewed, and she's ready to get married and make babies right away.
Right.
I just wonder, is Airris ready for that? I mean, he's not lived with anybody before. He hasn't really
Mm-hmm.
had a long relationship. Is he ready to do this? And then let's go ahead and start a family.
He don't
And
even have clothes in his closet. What you talking about, ready?
his cousin even knows that he's not ready. She's
Right.
like, no. And sometimes you just got to really believe a person's family. Like his cousin is straight up saying you shouldn't do this.
Right. No, his cousin was pretty hardcore from beginning and even past the wedding. So we've seen this. I will say this though. When she walked down the aisle, he looked happy to see her. He was very happy to see her. He thought she was attractive. He seemed a little intimidated that she was tall. Like, oh, you're tall. Not you're tall and beautiful. You're tall. And it almost seemed like it made her feel awkward when he said that, right? But I thought their vows were really nice. I even liked how he joked about it. Like, how do I follow that? That's like following a Vince Carter dunk.
Well, I liked the fact that Jasmine was the only one who didn't pull her vows out of her bra. She had somebody actually hand it to her. And I'm like, yes, that's how you do that.
You really hate that,
Handle
don't
your
you?
vows. I just think it's annoying. I'm like, why do you do that? Oh, let me pull this out. Just have somebody hand it to you. So I like that Jasmine did that. But did you hear when they were, I think it's Airris's friends and family were saying about him that he's not a good communicator. I'm
Right.
like, why would y'all do that?
Yes. But we find out neither is Jasmine. She's actually terrible, probably worse than him. Here's what I like about Airris though. As they're talking, they're kind of he admits to his flaws. He goes, yeah, the only kid syndrome. So I like the fact he admits to his flaws and it's like, okay, but I'm working on it. Now, we've seen from enough reality TV dating shows, everybody's working on something.
But every player says that. Every guy that's still a player says, I've been in a lot of relationships. I've learned a lot about myself and and they still do the same shit.
Yeah.
So, okay, that's great that you're working on some things, but I'm still not buying it. But let's talk about Jasmine and these dogs. I love dogs, but
Yes,
she
you
has
do.
4 that she owns and she's breeding 9.
Yeah. Look, I'm gonna say this. You already know how I am, right? You know, the 4 dogs alone was a lot. The minute she had the 9 puppies, I'm like, look, it's a deal breaker, man. 4 dogs, then add the extra 9. That's 13 dogs, right? I'm at Airris. Is it illegal? If not, it should be because that's a lot, right? He's gonna turn her in. I just want to know if
Anonymous tip.
first thing I'm thinking, you say you got 4 dogs, then 9 dogs. Like, did she have? She must have smelled like dog when she was up there. I mean, dogs have a. I'm just saying.
My rule is 3:
Mm.
2 kids and a pet, 2 pets and a kid. But you can't have 3 kids or 3 pets. No, you can't have that. 4 dogs. That's a lot. Now it depends on where she lives. Now if she has some acreage that she lives on and she does all, I think you can make that work. But if she doesn't, I'm like, that's just a lot of dog energy in that house.
Speaking of dog energy, look at Tony here, man. Tony, you just why? We haven't. Airris has not shown this yet. Tony's saying she has 14 dogs, including she has 13 dogs and a husband. Stop it, Tony. This is we're not starting early today.
No, but Tony, you're right. I agree with Tony on this one. So yeah, and I think we're gonna find that out. But I think that obviously Airris was turned off by the dog thing. But did you notice when they were at the reception, it's like he didn't really look at her when they would talk.
Yeah, he was like dead face, looking forward, and just
I just thought that was weird. Where she was actually trying to make some eye contact with him, but he wasn't really doing it. I'm like, is he not attracted to her?
right.
I don't know. Don't
Leave
do
that
it.
alone.
Don't do it. Yeah. When they go low, we go high. That's what we do with Twitter. When they go low, we go high.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Save you from yourself.
Frapsity was saying that he's already a snitch because he's talking about, he would call the cousins. Hey, I would too. She got 13 dogs in the house. That's bad. And Nikki saying that she would dry snitch too. Hey, as long as you know. Here's the thing. That thought was interesting when they got together with their their bridal parties, their wedding parties after. And
Yeah.
this guy's like, if Beyonce is a 10, what is your wife? And he's like, she's probably an 8. But first of all, I know I'm going to take a lot of women off. Beyonce, in my books, is not a 10. Okay. But he just met this woman. Of course, she's not going to be a 10 too. Especially if they know, his friends know Beyonce is at the top of his list. He just met her. She's not at that level yet.
Yeah. Well, I think his friends are trash.
Yes.
The only real one in his camp is his cousin, because she wasn't falling for those pageant answers that Jasmine was giving. I was like, that's a good point. That she is used to being drilled and that stuff on the spot. But what's the dude's name? Sherman? So you could hit that snide or what?
Yo, who does that?
Who does that?
You and I talk about this all the time. There's no way that you and I are going to have these conversations about anybody that either of us is dating seriously. We're not, and I know it. The producers are saying, make sure you ask about this.
Yeah.
But no, you don't have to.
Well, I just think I get that the producers are forcing these people to ask this stuff to them. I get it, but there's a way to do it. So yeah, exactly what Nikki's saying. That's an F-boy. You gonna hit that tonight or what? It'd be one thing if you say, hey, so how you feeling about tonight? Like, are you nervous? Like, what are you thinking? There's a way to have that conversation without sounding like an F-boy. So you gonna hit that or what? Just stupid.
Yeah, I swear, man. Y'all are so mean in these comments. I mean, so mean in these comments. You're listening on your favorite podcast platform. You're gonna have to come and check it out on YouTube and see, because we're gonna do like last week. We're gonna just we're not gonna read these.
Yeah, nope.
But the ladies are speaking, and they're probably saying that's why he didn't put her at a 10. But I'm saying, you know what? If you just meet somebody, you can't make them a 10 immediately, right? You can't.
No, you can say they're beautiful. Exactly. You can't compare them to a celebrity.
Yeah.
You just met them, a few hours ago. You've been looking at Beyonce for years, back in Destiny Child days. So,
yeah, it really did. And now, Celery said like today, it really felt like the producers were pushing families to ask about sex on the first night. You and I noticed this in every season we've done. They always make them ask this question. I feel like it's really tacky.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
It is. It's tacky, but it's setting them up to say something that they can put on TV and everybody can be like, oh, I just think it's just tacky how they do. I get why they do it. But again, I think there's a better way that you can still get the same result without going, so you could hit that snide or what?
All right, you may have missed this one, but
I saw that.
She's not trusted to Airris' cousin.
Hey, Celery, not all heroes wear capes. Sometimes it's a dress with droopy boobs in them, but she's keeping it real than anybody else. So
sometimes capes come in all shapes and sizes. As we move on to McKinley and Domynique. Now, it's funny because when they put these couples out, they label him as Mac, but they have yet to go to Mac yet. Now, granted, had they said his name was Mac, she probably would have remembered his name because she can't remember his name. Help me out. McKaylee?
I thought it was funny. Domynique, I figured it out. I've always been like looking at her like, what is my, not quite issue, but what's the thing about her that sticks out? And I figured it out. She reminds me of me on edibles. Like, she's just always just kind of smiley and just very chill and zen. You nervous? No, I'm not nervous. I'm good. Exactly how I am if I'm on an edible. So she looks like she's just always high. So that was the thing. But, Matt kills me because the dude, you're living with a friend's family. Now you're talking about getting married. Like, you don't even have your own roots yet.
Right. You're staying in your best friend's parents' house and like, oh yeah, no, I want to get married. Now, we did talk about his, being in that in the weed industry. So he's probably got his cash stacked up.
Well, she can get some edibles. She get that hookup.
and maybe he's like, why buy a house when I can wait till I have a wife and we buy a house together and let her help decorate it so we have it fit that way. So maybe that's his plan. We don't know this yet. We're still early in the season.
Well, true. And her friends, this is something that I think a lot of ladies don't understand.
Mhm.
Men don't care about how much money you have. So her friend was like, "You got a good job, you're in sales, and you balling, you got your own place, and you make that paper." But then also a couple sentences later, it's okay. You can be a stay-at-home mom
Yes.
and have kids. Okay, so if her paper is that good, he needs to make a whole lot of money to make sure they have the same lifestyle.
Right.
But the fact that she makes a lot of, and we don't know what that is. I mean, a lot of paper in Tennessee, you
Stop it.
know,
Stop it.
in Nashville. I'm just saying, it's not like they're in New
N
York.
Nashville is progressive and getting, more expensive by the day.
Okay, whatever. Um, but Matt kills me. He's like, I like big boobs, but I
Yeah.
like all boobs. All boobs are good. I'm like, dude, you're an
All
idiot.
boobs matter.
All boobs matter. I never understand guys that are like breast men,
Uh-huh.
because to me, the face is what's most important, because the face is going to be the most consistent thing in your relationship.
Mhm.
Those boobs are going to change. And as soon as if she spits out a little Mac, those boobs are going to be different. And so I get it. If he says all boobs matter, well, then he likes all boobs no matter what happens to him. Great.
Mhm.
But I'm just like, dude, why face is what's most important?
Look at Mac, McKinley, and you see why, because a lot of people that look like McKinley, that's the top priority for them.
Mm.
I'm just gonna say that.
Well, that could be it.
Now, this Dominique's mama wanted them grandbabies quickly, by the way.
Yeah. Well, and it's funny, they're listing all the things, she wants a man that's willing to go hunting,
Yes.
fish, change a tire. I'm listening to all that. I'm like, well, I'm out. I couldn't be on the show.
But not only that, but
In any of that.
is he gonna make all that money that you need so you can stay at home? You can still go do all these things?
Excuse me.
You all right,
I am. I still don't think Mac is over his ex.
Mhm.
For her to, I mean, that has to be hard to be in a relationship
Mhm.
and you get a text that, hey, I got engaged. By the way, we're over. So
Yeah.
I don't know if he's even really dealt with that.
But here's the thing: was she really even his ex? And that's the question that hopefully they tackle at some point, because they're going to talk about past relationships. Because I mean, were they even really together, or maybe just in his mind they were together, right? Because
Yeah.
there's some of those relationships that people think they're in a relationship and they're really not. So if you're not talking serious long term stuff, you're probably not in a relationship. Let's be honest about it. Now, when Dominic walked down the aisle, he was really smitten with her. You could see he was like, "Oh my God, she's beautiful," and this. You can see that on his face. But why did his friends call him sassy? I'm like, that is not what you. If you said in your toast at my wedding, well, he's always been sassy, I'd have snatched that mic out of your hand immediately, and we'd have had WWE Royal Rumble.
I should have did that. Yanni, y'all don't know this, but he's a high class hoe. So Yanni likes the finer things.
Now, two things I noticed. One, where was Dominique's white side of the family?
I don't know.
Because they kept
I
saying
thought,
she's biracial. They kept saying it over and over. Her mom, even when she sat down, she's biracial. But where was her white side of the family?
I don't know. Because it could have been some people that were there, they just didn't get camera time. I'm not too sure, but to me, it didn't seem like there was a lot of chemistry between Dominic and Mac when they were sitting down. But then when Dominic was talking to Mac's mom and sister,
Mm-hmm.
the mom didn't look like she was all the way down with the whole biracial thing.
Right. So are you talking about Mac's mom, right?
Mac's mom, yeah, she didn't look all that excited. Well, yeah, I mean,
I really
a
wanted
thing.
to do something traditional, like blonde hair, blue eyed. That's how I read what she said. And then it's something with a little less flavor,
Yeah, some just a little bit more, we like peas and carrots in our potato salad. So I don't know, we're all gonna mesh really well with how y'all do it.
Yeah, but I like how here's what I like about that. Dominic realized what was happening in that moment, right? And she flipped it, threw it back in the mom's face to the point, like, growing up in the South, and this he goes, yeah, well, marriage is hard. Like she just totally ignored everything she
Yeah.
said about the interracial part of it. Just went,
Yeah.
the
Marriage
marriage
is
is
hard.
hard.
Marriage is hard.
And then, but I like how her mom did it with him though, because she was just straightforward. Look, Domynique is biracial. So how's your family gonna feel about it? Because as you can see, we black.
Yeah. Yeah. And like he's like, no, they'll be fine. And like, what about your grandmother? Like she had to double check. What about your grandmother? No, Granny will be fine.
Yeah.
You know,
Exactly.
with it too.
Jada said, "Well, y'all think Mac's family was on January 6th?" That's
Don't
funny.
know. Don't know. Could have been on the Bourbon Trail somewhere in Tennessee.
I think she was thinking more DC.
I know.
Yeah, it's interesting. I'm really interested to see what happens with this couple as they move forward, because there's obviously a blow up coming really soon. I'm interested to see why. Of course, we got to get to Shaq and Kirsten. We got to get to Clint and Gina. Mr. Clint, who's going to be public enemy number one at some point in time in this season.
Yep.
But the couple that we probably have the most faith in right now, Chris and Nicole. I think they're a good, quirky match.
Yeah, they are. And I think that the producers are making her look more annoying as a talker than maybe what she really is. I think that's editing to do that. Now, she does talk a lot, but I don't think it's as bad as what they're portraying on screen. I still think they have the right type of chemistry. But did you notice that Nicole's already picked up on the too nice vibe?
Yes.
That's what we got to watch for that couple to be like, hey, can you handle the fact that he's too nice?
Now, as we've seen in the trailer for this season on Married at First Sight, as they like to do when they get past the weddings and show us some of the drama, what happens when he stops being nice? Because one of the things I brought up over the past 2 weeks is that, yeah, if you keep saying you're the nice guy, there's some point when you stop being the nice guy. And what happens when you stop being the nice guy? Because I stopped believing if you have to keep telling me that you're nice, you're really not. And at some point, the other side shows up.
I don't think it stops for him, though. I think like that's his MO, and that's why a lot of his previous relationships failed, is because he was too nice. I don't think he stops it or turns it off. That's just who he is, and he'll have to find somebody that is okay with that.
Yeah. No, that's facts. I thought Nicole's dad's toast was hilarious when he got up there. I mean, remember, this is the guy who was like, "Oh, she's yours. Take her." Ha!
Yeah.
And then he gets up there and has a whole lot more to say.
Yeah, no, I like the dad. And he has some really good points of here's my concerns, I get it. But I was waiting. I wish I could have saw your face when they had the conversation about dogs sleeping in the bed.
Oh my God. Why? Why do you allow these dogs in your beds? People, stop it. Stop it. Seriously. I mean, if I remember correctly, dogs go outside, they pee, they scrape their feet in the dirt, and you come back in and lay in your bed.
Yeah. Does your cat get in your bed?
They don't go outside.
But they scrape their feet in the litter box.
And no, I don't do cats in the bed either.
You're the only cat I know that your whole house and floor is just immaculate and clean. It's never dirty, and your cats are awesome. Whatever.
And you know what I do if they come up on the bed? I kick them out. Get up, get off. This is for me and my wife. No other parties allowed. Two-legged or four-legged.
Well, that's gonna be a lot of dogs in that bed. I can see all three dogs in the bed with both of them.
Yeah, so interesting with them that they've got they both come with dogs. So it's not like Airris and Jasmine, where Airris is like, is this a pet shelter or is this a home? You've got both bringing dogs, and they're going to have to introduce their dogs. Watch out this is going to be a little different, because they introduce their dogs, they're going to introduce them properly, unlike some couples we saw previously.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's going to be some dog drama that's going to happen somewhere in this season, because there's too many people that have dogs. And so bringing those together, we'll have to see what happens with them.
I love this question. Where's this question? Oh yeah, here we go. From Lucy B, who says, "How do the pets react when making whoopee though?"
They cheer you on. They're like, "Go, go!" It's like the dog pound.
As the dog lover that you are, would you answer that question?
The dogs are like, "Hey, I know that move. You're not doing it right." That's not how the rest of us dogs do it, but whatever.
Let me show you. Since you're using my style. You're using no hip, none of thrust. Marcy says, "Why does Married at First Sight continue to sacrifice dogs every season so the couple's drama and calling for Peter?" See, we got another snitch in here. Right along with Airris. I'm with you though, Marcy, because all these people letting these dogs in the bed, nah, let's call Peter on them. And let's, even though Peter would probably say, well, you've got to let them sleep in the bed where they're more comfortable.
Now, whatever. We know you don't like it.
No, definitely don't. Definitely do not. All right, so on to our next couple, Shaquille and Kirsten. Interesting here on this one because here's the funny thing. They come on this time and I'm feeling like, they start to notice some of the things that she starts to notice some of the things that they have in common, right? Like their reaction to the first course. They're like, oh, hell no, I ain't eating that. I love that. The fact that they found that moment, but she still can't let go of the fact that he didn't ask for a kiss.
So it was good to see them getting along because after what we saw last week, I was like, oh, this is going to be ugly. And the fact that he feels that her turning her cheek means she's a virtuous woman. I'm like, no, she's just not attracted to you to want to kiss you right now. That's all it is. She's not feeling you like that.
Exactly.
And I think it's gonna stay that way. I was disappointed in Shaquille. Now keep in mind, I'm a communications major. I hate when people say like all the time. Like you ever talk to someone and I was like, and then they were like, and then I was like, that's one of my pet peeves. He kept doing that when he's talking to her friends.
Right.
And I'm like, I'm thinking to myself, stop saying like, just, I believe in this. I'm interested in this. I'm about this. But because to me, it sounded like he was trying to go to that, creative part of his brain where he's making shit up and just kind of lying. And so when I hear people that say like as much as he did,
right,
I feel like you're lying. You're making this stuff up as you go, trying to say what I want to hear. So I was a little disappointed in that.
Now, the thing I was disappointed in was her bridesmaids. They were just doing too much, man. The definition of doing too much. Get on my nerves. Try not to believe anything that he's saying. Oh, well, you got to prove yourself to us. And of course, Elise was like, we're going to grill him like a rack of ribs.
And I'm just like, look, if you're hungry, just say you're hungry. But don't even go down that path. But I thought they were pretty messy the way they were trying to talk to him.
Right.
And why do you have to grill him? Just, hey, I want to get to know you and I want to ask some questions. But it's not so much coming into this process and meeting him automatically assuming he has negative intent.
Right. Exactly. I mean, they just met and he doesn't know her.
Right.
So, and y'all know her. And y'all know she's got issues. You know that. Because even talking to her, you find out that, well, so when we saw you turn the cheek, well, I wanted him to ask. I wanted him to ask for the kiss. And it's like, really? Like, what is that? Like how Celery 08 says here, the damn preacher says you may kiss your bride, but she needs him to ask. No, here's the one thing I will say. I agree with her that he should probably ask. Because in that situation, would you ask or would you just go in? Because you don't know each other, right? Hey, do you mind? Now, the way she's carrying it on is like he needs to ask later. No.
If she was attracted to him, she would have kissed him.
She wouldn't have.
You're just not attracted to him. You're just not attracted to him. You don't have to say, well, if he would have asked me, you would have did it begrudgingly. Just that's the kind of kiss everybody wants, right? Well, I guess I got to. The camera, the camera's on. I guess I have to. But the other thing that bothered me about Shaq was somebody needs to grab him and say, no, don't you ever do a dance like that to get the garter and then do a little lap dance that you try to do.
Yes.
Don't ever do that again. Well, hopefully you're not getting married again, but what are you thinking?
It's not as bad as Olajuwon. At least, Olajuwon did an actual strip show
Right.
So
Right. But I mean, looking at his moves, I'm like, she's already not attracted to you.
mhm.
And that whatever dance you did not help your situation. She wasn't like, oh, okay, I can kiss him now. She's just sitting there just going, nope,
He
8
had to
weeks.
try something. He knows he is going uphill. He is climbing uphill right now. And that's the problem because she obviously gave him the cheek. He tells the camera crew, "Oh, she's just virtuous." He knows that she just wasn't attracted. That's what it is. So he had to go out a little bit more. Let me show her I'm a little bit more. And I like the fact that his personality came out a lot more. I kind of like Shaq a little more watching his personality emerge at the reception. Now, according to Dina, though, like Kirsten's speech pattern is a cure for insomnia. Remember, I told you there was something. It's something about her when she talks. I
Yeah.
couldn't put my finger on it. Dina, you did it.
Yeah. I'm still not sold on this couple, and I'm not sold on Shaq
Mhm.
and everything that he's doing. I'm dude, you're not gonna get there
Right.
at all. I just don't see it happening.
But even to go get the garter, he wouldn't get a kiss, but he was quick to jump under the dress. I thought that was a little weird. If I thought he would at least not do that, just because she's being a little conservative, because some people are. We've seen
Right.
and some episodes, some seasons that you haven't seen, where even like the woman was a little more aggressive and the guy was really that was Jepti, wasn't it? Somebody correct Jepti, and I think it was Boston, the first Boston season, and he was very reserved, and he didn't want. While she wanted to twerk on him and all that in front of everybody and kiss in front of everybody, he's like, "Hey, hold up," because he was just more conservative.
So he thought the solution was, you don't want to kiss me in front of all these people on national TV.
Mhm.
I need to turn it up a notch by doing this shitty lap dance and stick my head up under your dress to grab the garter. That's what's going to make her want to pucker up. No,
Yes,
it's not.
Gina, it was Shawnee's. Yeah, Jepti and Shawnee's. And Shantae says she's not sold on Shaq either, Terrell.
I'm
So
with you, Shantae. We like this. I can see it.
finally, because y'all weren't on the same page about the dress shopping. Because remember, Shantae liked this dress
Yo,
shopping.
I know. That's fine. We can disagree on the dress shopping, but you know,
Now,
she.
our final couple here, Clint and Gina. Oh man. Mm-mm-mm-mm.
So they pick up with them after the wedding, and they're at the reception. They're talking,
Yeah.
and I think Clint wants to hear more about her life outside of work. And
Yeah.
I feel like Clint's lifestyle is he works to live. So he has a
Hmm.
really successful job, but then all his free time he puts towards the boat racing and all different things that he's into. So
Living
he makes
life.
money so he can live his life.
Yeah.
Where Gina is the opposite. I think she lives to work because that's what she's done the last 5 years, where she shut off everything dating wise and focus on her business. But that's all that she could really
But
talk about. So I was hoping that they would have shown us more conversation from Gina to see what does she have to offer besides the brick and mortar building that you're building for your salon, and that you have 8 people. That's great, but like, what else do you have? And I didn't hear any of that.
okay, let's be fair. The woman is proud. She's an entrepreneur, Terrell. Okay. She's a
Yeah,
salon owner, Terrell, but she's proud of her business. She built this. It's hers. She's proud of it. I'm not mad at her for that. I'm mad at her staying just there. But she was trying to let him know, hey, you've got a successful woman, right? And that's what she kept trying to push. But I blame the experts because that's what they talked about with her.
yeah.
That's all they showed us is how successful she is. They didn't talk about her character traits, what she likes to do. She likes to travel. Okay, cool. Where? How? How often? Where's all the stuff that the conversation? And maybe she was just nervous. And from what we said, now you and I didn't watch the after party, but they said that last week she said she wasn't attracted to him. So maybe she's just like, all right, well, let me see if I can bore the crap out of him, and he won't try to kiss me again.
Well, but I mean, he's putting himself out there by talking about going sailing, going to Italy, all this stuff. I mean, that people that travel like that,
Hmm.
it's different. You got some people that maybe go out of the country once a year. Seems like Clint, could be a regular thing,
Hmm.
regular race, and she has to be prepared to keep up with that lifestyle. So I really don't know. But did you hear her friend's toast?
I thought it was creative because at first when she
No,
was like, she
it's
almost
not
lost me.
creative. It's not creative. It's from the movie Hitch. Will Smith did that exact same toast in the movie Hitch.
I haven't seen that movie about what, over a decade?
Yeah, no. When I heard, I'm like, why does this sound familiar? Because she said, just don't steal, cheat, lie, or drink. I'm like, this. I've heard this before. And then like, if you're going to steal, so I'm just like, you stole this from Hitch. You couldn't even be original.
Because she almost lost me with don't drink. Hold up, stop.
Yeah, I was just like, okay, I'm interested. And then when I heard it, I'm just like, that's a toast that Will Smith did in the movie Hitch.
I would have never put that together. I knew it wasn't her original, but I thought it was creative still. It was good.
If I get married and you're doing a toast, because you'll be my best man, don't pull some bullshit off the internet from some other movie. Get creative.
I'm gonna pull it from that movie. I'm coming with that exact same toast.
I'll stop you right there. I'm like, cut the mic.
No, actually, I'm gonna do to you what you did to me, because when you started your toast and my wife was like, "Uh-oh," like, don't worry, he's gonna be fine.
That's because she saw how much whiskey I was drinking. She's like, oh goodness.
She's like, where's he going with this? Uh-oh.
I don't even remember what I said. I blacked out. I don't remember what I said.
I have the video.
Okay, well, we'll have to watch it next time I'm in your area. But yeah, so I didn't like the toast that her friend did. But then let's go back to Clint saying stupid things. They asked about of course, sex. And what do you say? Homie's not going to play that. And or you think because I'm in my 40s, I can't keep up. And like all the different things he said, I'm like, dude, why would you say this to her friends and bridesmaids the first night you meet them?
Because why are they asking me about sex? It's none of their damn business. Okay?
Right.
That's why. So I'll tell them anything. I would have probably told them, oh, yeah, well, hopefully she can keep up with the 10 rounds we're about to have tonight.
I don't care how many boats he sells, like 10 rounds. It's been a long day. You might get 2 tonight. But we have to see about tomorrow, but tonight, maybe 1 or 2. That's about it.
Yeah.
But I just thought just the things he was saying, I thought was inappropriate to say to her friends. And he could have easily steered the sex conversation just in a different way. You can have the conversation, but it doesn't sound sleazy. But he's like, I'm not expecting this, but I'm a very sexual person, so homie, don't play that. I'm like, stop it.
Again, they ask the question. Sometimes you gotta throw them off. Clinton seems like the guy that would just, say some stuff to get people like, why are you asking me this stupid question? Let me give you an answer, any kind of answer. But he's also like someone says he's very awkward. He's also in that space where he's sitting at the table with her and looking at her just like it looks like he's kind of attracted to her. We find out later when we look at the season, he gets to see her outside the wedding dress. He's not as attractive because this is what I'm accustomed to. He wants that, as someone else said, an ornament for his boats,
And we will see after the preview for next couple seasons or next couple episodes. I called this out that I was wondering if he was going to be into her physically with her curves and all that. I mean, Gina's a beautiful woman, but Clint seems like he wants this, model to be on the boats with him,
right?
That he's racing, and I don't think she fits that. And that kind of comes out a little bit as we saw in the preview for the next few episodes.
A natural model, though. Remember?
And there's that, because there's nothing natural about her.
Stop it. There's something natural about her business. So Charles says, Ed just tell, dude, Shaq picked up on something about this chick, meaning Kirsten. He said, I watched this shit with my wife. Shaq is a freak. After his little dance, my wife said he's an alpha and she's Greek too. On the after party, it was confirmed.
Oh, so he's one of my frat brothers? Well, damn, I got to root for him?
Yes. Your frat brother showed up on these shows. Just, they don't make you look good. 90 Day Fiance, you had another frat brother on there who, I'm
going to have to call him and be like, what are you doing dancing like that? Just take off the garter belt. Stop acting dance.
Didn't I tell you from the very first time we saw them, from the matchmaking special, he was probably an alpha?
Well, I mean, great. Come on, Shaq. I'm rooting for you to find someone else when this show is over. It's just going to make you happy. But it's not going to be Kirsten. And it is Kirsten not Kristen. It's
Yeah.
Kirsten. Say it with
Yeah.
her
Say it
bride.
with
I was
me.
just like, you just sit yourself down.
Yeah, please. Like I said, doing too much.
Yeah.
Doing way too much. Look, at least we're finally through the weddings. We're gonna get to next week. We're gonna get to the sit downs with the families and find out where they're going on the honeymoon, Jamaica, and see them there. They already gave it away. It's the t-shirt. At least I'm assuming, right? And next week should be another exciting episode. Now, a couple things gonna happen here for us. Normally Friday we do the Ready to Love recap at 9:30, 8:30 Central. But I'm going to be in Memphis, so we won't be dropping that till Sunday. Then it's a whirlwind next couple weeks. Next Wednesday, we'd be here at 10:15, 9:15 Central. However, we're going to have to do it on Thursday because, again, traveling. So I won't be able to watch the show when it's happening. So we'll do that next Thursday. Look out for the we'll set the schedule up and have it up so you'll see it on the on our YouTube page. So make sure you subscribe and all that good stuff.
Well, I'm looking forward to next Wednesday night. I can go to bed at a decent hour.
You know you're gonna be up watching this still. You're gonna be right there on Twitter with your Twitter fingers.
I try to not pay attention to Twitter because I'll get distracted. And I like whatever my thoughts and opinions, I want them to be mine. I don't want to read someone on Twitter and be like, that's a good point, and put that on my notes. So I try not to watch that. Mm-hmm. And then I try not to watch the after parties too much because they do reveal quite a bit, but I try not to watch them. Sometimes I can't help it.
You know, Celery had a great question here. Celery 08, will any couples make it this season? Through 3 episodes, already made predictions before the season started. Have you changed your mind on any of them yet?
Chris and Nicole, they'll make it. Everyone else, well, I can't say they'll make it. I'm thinking they will make it. Everyone else, I'm not sold.
If Shaq and Kirsten find some more that, no, okay, all right. I'll try.
She didn't want to kiss you the day she meets you. She's not going to want to later. Nope.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen.
And then 42 dogs are not going to help Airris and Jasmine at all.
Yeah. Yeah. So, nope.
It's gonna be interesting. Well, look, man, definitely looking forward to back with you guys Sunday for Ready to Love, Monday for the episode 118, which actually I think we're going to talk about something that happened with 90 Day Fiance on that episode as well too. So looking forward to that. Yep. And then next Thursday we're back here for Married at First Sight, season 16, Nashville, episode 4 recap.
Let's get it over with.
we got another 35 episodes to go. I'm Yanni Rude.
And I'm Just Terrell.
Make sure you follow us at Yanni Rude, at Just Terrell, and at RGRT Pod.
Yeah, send us some of your random thoughts, some of the bullshit you find on the internet. We'll talk about it on the show.
Regular Guys Random Thoughts Podcast. Cheers.
Cheers.